The year is 1944. The world is engulfed in the flames of the Second World War, a conflict that has reached every corner of the globe. In the Pacific Theater, a new and terrifying tactic is about to be unleashed. The air crackles with anticipation. The tension is palpable as soldiers and airmen prepare for what could be their final mission. The roar of aircraft engines fills the air, a symphony of war that drowns out the thoughts of fear and doubt. Young men, barely old enough to shave, prepare for a mission unlike any other. They write letters to their loved ones, perhaps for the last time, and climb into their aircraft with a sense of duty and resolve that belies their youth. They are the Kamikaze, the divine wind of the Empire of Japan. These pilots have been chosen for a mission of ultimate sacrifice, a mission that requires them to give their lives for their country, their mission to defend their homeland with their very lives. As they take off, they salute their comrades and their nation, knowing that they may never return. Each flight is a testament to their courage and their unwavering commitment to their cause. To these young men, imbued with the samurai spirit of Bushido, there is no greater honor, loyalty, honor, self-sacrifice. These are not just words to them, they are a way of life, a code that they have been taught to live and die by. These are the pillars of their world. The Samurai Code, or Bushido, teaches that death in battle is the ultimate expression of loyalty and honor. For these pilots, there is no higher calling than to die for their emperor and their country. Their story is one of incredible bravery, unwavering loyalty, and unimaginable sacrifice. Through their letters and diaries, we glimpse the depth of their commitment and the strength of their resolve. Their actions are remembered and honored at war memorials across Japan. It's a story that forces us to confront the brutal realities of war and the depths of human courage in the face of certain death. The Kamikaze missions were a desperate measure in a desperate time, a stark reminder of the lengths to which people will go to defend their homeland. These pilots, many barely out of their teens, would climb into their aircraft knowing it was a one-way trip. They faced their fate with a stoic determination, understanding that their sacrifice was necessary for the greater good of their nation. Their target, the ships of the Allied forces. These massive vessels, bristling with guns and aircraft, were the primary threat to Japan's survival. The Kamikaze pilots aimed to inflict maximum damage, even at the cost of their own lives. They were the sons of Japan, raised on tales of samurai valor and the glory of dying for their emperor. From a young age, they were taught that to die in service to the emperor was the highest honor one could achieve. To die for the emperor was to achieve a level of spiritual transcendence, a guarantee of honor in this life and glory in the next. The pilots received blessings from priests and participated in traditional ceremonies, reinforcing their belief in the righteousness of their mission. They were prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice. Each farewell was a poignant reminder of the cost of war, as families and friends bid goodbye to their loved ones, knowing they might never see them again. Their lives, their futures, all for the sake of their nation. These young men gave up everything, their dreams, their hopes, their very lives, in the belief that their sacrifice would ensure the survival and honor of their homeland, all for the sake of their nation. Their legacy is a complex one, a blend of heroism and tragedy, a testament to the human spirit's capacity for both great courage and profound sorrow. The story of the Kamikaze pilots remains a powerful reminder of the costs of war and the enduring power of sacrifice. The Pacific War raged on. The once invincible Japanese war machine was faltering. The United States Navy, with its superior firepower and industrial might, was pushing closer to the Japanese mainland. The Empire, facing overwhelming odds, looked for a solution. They found it in a desperate and controversial tactic, the kamikaze. The idea was simple, brutal, and effective. Load an aircraft with explosives, give it just enough fuel for a one-way trip, and aim it at an enemy ship. It was a suicide mission, a last-ditch effort to defend the homeland from invasion. The pilots, volunteers all, knew the stakes. They were to become human-guided missiles, weapons of war as much as the aircraft they flew. The decision to use kamikaze tactics was born of desperation, but also of a deep-seated cultural belief in the power of self-sacrifice. In the way of the samurai, death held no fear, only honor. To die in service to the emperor was the ultimate act of patriotism. It was a belief system that the Japanese military would use to motivate thousands of young men to volunteer for these suicide missions. Training was intense but brief. The young men who were chosen for this mission were often fresh out of school, barely having had time to grasp the enormity of what lay ahead. They were thrust into a world of rigorous drills and relentless preparation, their days filled with physical and mental challenges designed to harden their resolve and sharpen their skills. There was no time for extensive flight instruction. The war was raging, and every moment counted. The training programs were accelerated, with the focus on the essentials. These young men had to learn quickly, adapting to the demands of their new roles with a sense of urgency that left little room for error. These young men, some with only rudimentary piloting skills, were taught the basics of takeoff, navigation, and targeting. They practiced in outdated aircraft, often under less than ideal conditions, but their determination was unwavering. They knew that their mission required precision and courage, and they were willing to give everything to achieve it. More importantly, they were drilled in the spiritual aspects of their mission. The mental and emotional preparation was as crucial as the physical training. They were taught to find inner peace and clarity, to focus their minds on the higher purpose of their sacrifice. They studied the Bushido Code, the ancient samurai code of honor that emphasized loyalty, courage, and self-sacrifice. This code became their guiding principle, a source of strength and inspiration as they prepared for their final mission. They meditated on their duty to the emperor, reflecting on the honor and responsibility that came with their role. This meditation was a way to center themselves, to find the resolve needed to face the ultimate challenge. And they wrote farewell letters to their families. These letters were filled with expressions of love and gratitude, as well as a deep sense of duty. They wanted their loved ones to understand the importance of their mission, to know that they were at peace with their decision. They were taught to embrace death, to see it not as an end, but as a glorious beginning. This perspective was reinforced through discussions and philosophical teachings, helping them to accept their fate with a sense of honor and pride. They were told that their sacrifice would turn the tide of the war, that their spirits would become part of the divine wind that would sweep the enemy from the sea. This belief gave them a sense of purpose, a reason to face their fears and embrace their destiny. In the face of certain death, they found strength in their convictions, in their loyalty to their comrades, and in their love for their homeland. The bonds they formed with their fellow pilots were unbreakable, forged in the crucible of shared sacrifice and unwavering commitment. They trained with a sense of urgency, knowing that each day could be their last. Every moment was precious, every lesson vital. They pushed themselves to their limits, driven by the knowledge that their mission was of the utmost importance. They practiced their attacks, diving towards mock targets, their faces grim, their resolve unwavering. These drills were more than just practice. They were a way to mentally prepare for the reality of their mission, to visualize the moment when they would give their lives for their country. They lived with the constant knowledge that every flight could be their last, every sunrise potentially their final farewell to the world. This awareness gave them a unique perspective on life, a deep appreciation for the beauty and fragility of each moment. The weight of their mission pressed down on them, yet they carried themselves with dignity, with a quiet courage that belied their youth. They understood the gravity of their task, and they faced it with a maturity and grace that was truly remarkable. They were prepared to die, and in their preparation, they found a strange kind of peace. This acceptance allowed them to focus on their mission, to find strength in their purpose, and to face their fate with a calm and resolute spirit. They had accepted their fate. This acceptance was not born of resignation but of a deep understanding of their role and the importance of their sacrifice. They were ready to become weapons of war, to embrace the sky one last time and to die for their emperor. Their final moments were a testament to their courage, their dedication, and their unwavering belief in the cause they had chosen to serve. The night before a mission was a time for solemn reflection, for camaraderie, and for saying goodbye. The air was thick with unspoken words and heavy hearts, as each pilot grappled with the weight of their impending fate. The pilots, dressed in their flight suits, would gather for a final meal of traditional Japanese cuisine. This meal was more than just sustenance. It was a ritual, a moment to connect with their heritage and each other. Sake, the rice wine of their homeland, would be shared, its warmth a small comfort against the cold reality of their mission. The clinking of cups was a sound that resonated deeply, a symbol of unity and shared purpose. Toasts made to their emperor, to their comrades, and to a life cut tragically short. Each toast was a silent promise, a vow to honor their duty and their country. Letters were written, filled with love, regret, and a deep sense of duty. These letters were their final words, a way to reach out to those they loved one last time. The letters were filled with emotional content, expressions of love and regret, and a deep sense of duty. They poured their hearts onto the paper, knowing these words would be their last communication with the world they were leaving behind. They wrote to their parents, their siblings, their childhood sweethearts. They wrote of their love for their country, their unwavering loyalty to the emperor, and their acceptance of their fate. Their letters to sweethearts were particularly poignant, filled with dreams of a future that would never come to pass. They expressed their deepest emotions, their hopes, and their fears. They wrote of their unwavering loyalty to the emperor, their belief in the cause they were fighting for, and their acceptance of their fate. These letters were a testament to their courage and their commitment. They wrote with a heavy heart, knowing that these words would be read only after they were gone. There would be tears, of course, but also laughter, as they shared stories of their lives, their hopes, and their dreams. The room would be filled with a mixture of emotions, tears of sorrow, and laughter of shared memories. They found solace in each other's company in the shared bond of their mission. As they shared stories of their lives, their hopes, and their dreams, they found a brief respite from the looming reality. They reminisced about their childhoods, their families, and the simple joys of life. They sang songs of their homeland, their voices filled with a mixture of sadness and defiance. These songs were a connection to their past, a way to hold on to their identity in the face of an uncertain future. Their voices, though tinged with sadness, also carried a note of defiance. They sang with a fervor that belied their fate, finding strength in their shared heritage and their collective resolve. They found solace in each other's company, in the shared bond of their mission, in the knowledge that they were not facing death alone. The camaraderie among them was palpable, a source of strength and comfort. In these final hours, they drew strength from their unity, from the knowledge that they were part of something larger than themselves. They were bound together by their mission, by their shared fate. The hours ticked by, each chime of the clock a reminder of their fleeting time. With each passing moment, the reality of their mission grew closer, the weight of their fate heavier. With the dawn, they would be gone, their lives extinguished in a blaze of fire and fury. But for now, they allowed themselves a brief moment of respite, a last flicker of normalcy before the storm. In these final moments, they found a quiet peace, a chance to reflect on their lives and their choices. They embraced the fleeting normalcy, finding comfort in the familiar faces around them. As they embraced each other, they said their final goodbyes, their hearts heavy with the knowledge of what was to come. These moments of connection, of shared humanity, were their last gifts to each other. With a final look back, they boarded their planes, ready to face their fate. Their hearts were filled with a mixture of fear and resolve, their minds focused on the mission ahead. As the planes took off into the dawn, they left behind a world that would remember them, a legacy of courage and sacrifice. Their final mission was a testament to their unwavering spirit and their ultimate sacrifice. The airfield, now empty, stood as a silent witness to their departure. The dawn broke over the horizon, a new day beginning as their journey came to an end. Their last words and goodbyes echoed in the hearts of those they left behind, a poignant reminder of their bravery and their sacrifice.